All right, so hopefully I'm here in this shot right now, and I just want to talk to you guys. These kale are doing really good, but I'm starting to see just an ever so slight yellowing. Not yellowing, but just a fading. They look green, which is awesome, but they're not super dark green, which is good, because if they get super dark green, that might mean there's too much nitrogen, and that can be problematic as well. But I do see a need for an upcoming fertilization. I wouldn't call them deficient. Now, here are the options. There's a few different options to work with when you see that your plants need fertilizer in a container garden. You can use a granular organic fertilizer like this. Pros and cons to it: it's great, it's organic, it's usually very affordable, it lasts a while. Cons, or just how it works, is that it takes a little bit to break down, so you need to wait for it to actually be available to the plants. It breaks down and then feeds the plants over time, so it's more of a slow release. So if you have an actual deficiency, this isn't going to solve it for a little bit. And potentially what you might want to look at is a salt-based fertilizer like this guy. This is immediately soluble. The second you add it in, great, it's available to plants. Now, that's a good thing in a deficiency standpoint for me with soils, but it can also lead to, an over application. You have to be really careful over applying salts, and it also can sort of break your organic process in the soil. So I add salts, because if salts are deficient, if ions are deficient in the soil, look, it's hurting the microbes as much as it is the plants. So I will do a quick fix with some salts, just try to get things back right, and then I will apply an organic fertilizer for a better long-term solution. Another challenge with applying organic is simply that you need to scratch it into the surface a little bit, and when plants are clustered pretty tight like these guys, that can be difficult. So I'm going to do, in this circumstance, is a bit of an in-between. This stuff right here, this is my compost tea that I've made using worm castings, and basically soaked it in water to get all the soluble stuff up and all the microbes and whatnot, and then also some of the fertilizers, so it's pretty quickly available to plants. Plus, it's not going to take a while to break down. So in this circumstance, what I'm going to do for my kale here, I'm going to add just a light granular dusting of fertilizer. Okay, nothing crazy. I'm going to pass on the salts for now because I'm not seeing actual deficiencies in this circumstance, so I'm going to avoid them. I don't think it's necessary. One of the other things with salts is they do wash out quicker too. So you add them, and as quick as they can become available to plants, they can wash right out of the soil, at a bigger scope that can create environmental issues, but it also is just a waste of money for you usually in your yard. So I'm just going to do a light little dusting here, and maybe I'll grab the camera to show people. And then after that, I'm going to add this beautiful microbe tea. So many great videos on compost tea brewing, so I suggest checking them out. I'm going to make some more on how I make this actual one, so stay tuned and like and subscribe so we can teach you how we make our worm casting tea.